Hello, you are joining me on an absolutely glorious evening in the South Wales valleys. We are on a bit of a local walk on a random little common. I'm looking for something called the Rocking Stone. I've driven down in the valley on this road many times, and I've seen this Rocking Stone, this little craggy rock on the edge of the side of this hill. I've always wondered if I could go up and find it, so tonight we're going to try and find it. It's part of my kind of exploring random parts of South Wales that don't get many visitors, don't get many people out walking. So it might inspire anyone living locally to get out, enjoy the peace and quiet and the solitude, and just go and find something local to them that's quite interesting. Not a huge fan of cows, but when they're behind the fence, not so much of an issue. Amazing views from up here. And if you are a regular watcher and you saw my camping video a few weeks ago when I camped on a spoil tip, that is the spoil tip right there where I camped. Nice little lump. And you've got then the Dunmanfar, and then you've got the Brecon Beacon Central Mountain starting up over there. So we just found these little crags where I'm stood now, and we can see right up the valley where I normally drive down. And I've found this Rocking Stone because it's right there. Okay, I'm actually quite impressed. It is much bigger than it looks from down there. I appreciate scale and distance and stuff, but yeah, it's way more impressive than I thought it was going to be. I can't really see anywhere to camp around here, because it would be quite a nice quiet spot to camp in, because you're surrounded by private land. There's a very thin strip of common land around the edge here. So that back up there's a couple of spots where you could probably pitch a bit of small bivvy and a tarp combo. So yeah, it's one to think about in terms of a quick local camp. But the views are great. Well, I had no idea what to expect walking here. I worked out roughly where it was on the map just by sort of working out where I saw it when I was driving and where I could park up top here. So it's an extremely easy walk to get to, and just a lot more impressive than I thought it was going to be. So from beneath you can't really see just how big the rock is and how much it juts out from the side, but no, lovely little walk. It'll be on my website with all my other walks, but we're going to walk north now along the edge of the crag for a bit and see if we can find anything else of interest as we go. Definitely a good spot if you're an Instagrammer, because you can definitely stand on the edge of that rock and take some selfies. so I'm sure I'll snip some of that footage and post photos on my Instagram of me doing exactly the same thing. There's actually several rocky crags that you can stand on. Mind the gap. at that. Almost room for a bivvy, not quite. So the best thing about this walk is the fact that you can park in lots of different places along the little country lane at the top of this ridgeway. So you can get out of the car and enjoy these incredible views, being really quite high up, probably well in excess of 400 metres here at the moment, without any of the associated walking up big hills. So it's just a really, really good way of enjoying the valleys with none of the pain. So even if you've got a very low level of fitness, you can come up and do this kind of little walk, get to a really nice craggy outcrop like that without investing too much energy. So just goes to show you can find interesting places and have amazing views from big ridgeways like this without actually having to have lots of fitness and stuff. So if you're just starting out walking, this is a really good little route, because it might give you the appetite for this kind of hill walking, where you don't actually have to walk the hills at the same time, you just walk on the hills. Such a beautiful evening, the sound of sirens from down on the road, bringing you back to reality a little bit, that you are between civilization up on these ridgeways so desolate and wild, and the valley floors snaked by roads and lives and noise and traffic. So you can see the Llanganida Moors above, Cefn Rhostryb Mountain as well. Then over there, right in the very distance, are the Black Mountains, and then this lump in front of Dunmanvar. Next valley over, Carn Cefn. Valley behind that is Coity Mountain, Mynydd Janes, Gwastad, all the rest of it. And just amazing views, and the moon poking through the clouds as well. Following little sheep trails now, right along the edge. There's a few more little crags, but nothing the same scale as the Rockinstone crags. I'm not going to pretend to have a clue what this is, but a lump I've just walked towards. So we're obviously in the heart of the South Wales Valley, so huge industrial heritage, mining, coal mining, all the rest of it. So yeah, don't know what this is, but sizable workings and structures left over here. And we're now on top of the ridgeway, so looking north you can just about make out the trig point for Mynydd Bedwar, which I think is 485 or 486 metres, something like that. And then huge views east up the different ridgeways, and then all the way over there you can see the sea, and that very, very distant lumps is England, probably Exmoor, places like that. So just amazing, lovely views, absolute solitude and peace. It'll be just me and loads of sheep. And because we've just been following sheep trails all the way, there really hasn't been any signs of people. So it's Wednesday night. I was working from home today because my daughter is ill, so I cooped up all day, got out for a bit of walk this evening, wanted to go somewhere new, so decided to come find this Rockinstone, and yeah, what a great idea. So this kind of series of little videos around South Wales is just me exploring the places I've not been to before, and again trying to show just some of the stuff that's available in the valleys, because I just think the valleys are massively underappreciated, underrated in terms of their beauty, solitude, the kind of wildlife. There's been so many birds and different wildlife up here tonight, and that's all you can hear is just sheep and bird song. It's absolutely beautiful up here, and it's the kind of place where you could just now, on this nice grass run now, just pitch a tent or a tarp bivvy, sit down and just listen, take in the views and watch the sunset. So yeah, my bad experience a few weeks ago wild camping in the valleys where I got disturbed by a Wren and McGann. I'm trying to put that behind me and once again become this unofficial ambassador and cheerleader for the South Wales Valleys, because this is again just reminding me why I kind of do come these local walks, because it is just a glorious way to spend an evening. Almost back of the car now. Views on the way back on this side have been fantastic as well. Broader views in this direction because you've got all the views south as well. Yeah, only a short video this one, because it's only supposed to be a short walk, and it only has been a short walk. It's been less than 3 miles. But yeah, glorious evening. It's been quite a dodgy year so far. It's mid-June now, so when the weather's good, you've got to get out and make the most of it, because the weather has not been good very often. Yes, an absolutely glorious walk in the South Wales Valleys. I will get the track up on my website in the next few weeks, so if you are in South Wales and you want to go and find the Rocking Stone and wander around this common, it's highly recommended, because the road up is narrow as a country lane, but it's actually really smooth tarmac, so nice and easy, nice and accessible. Plenty of places to park on the side of the road, and as soon as you get up here, the views for miles and miles and miles are absolutely incredible. So if you've made it this far, again, you're an absolute trooper. Thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll catch you in the next one.